Not a copyrighted sound. Let's have a little look at Colty's mum, Debbie. Remember Colt, we met him with Larissa.
What love is, or what respect.
Then Jess, and now Vanessa. Vanessa, you remember Vanessa, she was that one he told Jess not to worry about because she's just a friend who's going to be house sitting the cats. Nothing to worry about, except they're married now. But I'm sure that happened after, right?
Oh my, that's an uncomfortable topic.
But anyway, back to Debbie. So far, Debbie hasn't had too much luck in the dating pool.
I didn't feel a love connection. I hope we can be friends.
Unfortunately, but it seems she's met someone online now called Tony and do her first video chat with him.
Hello.
Should I come to Vegas and pay you a visit, and then you can, show me all the sights?
I think that would be fantastic. I would love for you to come to Vegas. Absolutely.
Tony's going to come over and stay at the hotel, come on a visit for the first time. She's just going to clean up her house anyway, just in case. So we'll see how their relationship progresses. Colt comes over to do a little bit of reconciling with Debbie. It's been a bit tense. Apparently he's moved out and become a level 29 wizard. I will add he's 36, so it seems a kind of normal thing to do.
Hey Ma, can we get some meatloaf?
Although they all did have a lease together, so he probably should have waited until after the lease runs out until he left. They have a little bit of an argument, a little bit back and forth, try to work out why there's tensions. Apparently Debbie guilt trips his son a lot, tugged on the heartstrings a little bit, and he just kind of says guilt trip, guilt trip.
Hey, guilt trip, guilt trip, guilt trip.
What?
Guilt trip.
Which seems cold, but we don't know the whole story, but just from there, that seemed a little cold. And nothing really gets resolved. Debbie ends up crying. Colt just leaves. Yeah, nothing really got resolved there, but at least they tried, right?
Much later.
Debbie and Tony finally meeting in real life. Yay. Then they go out in town, having a nice time, all smiles, taking selfies. Everything seems like it's going really well so far. Time to sit down, get cozy, and have a bit of a date night. Oh, they've got fire, blankets. I love blankets. They get right into it. Debbie fills Tony in that she hasn't been with someone in 13 years. Like we didn't already know.
I haven't had sex with a man in over 13 years. I'm going to do a lot of making up for the past. Staring in each other's eyes, I get tingly.
Thanks for that, Debbie. Thanks. Tony invites her up to the room, and she's like a giddy schoolgirl. You can tell her what her answer's going to be. Obviously, she's coming up for some biscuit. I'm not going to share the noise here because you shouldn't have to go through that. I already did. Let's just do that without the vocals.
I had a wonderful night.
Did you?
If it wasn't already obvious enough, Debbie goes ahead and tells the camera it was the first time in 13 years she got down to business. And it's the best birthday she's had in 70 years. They had morning and night sex. Thank you for that image, Debbie. Thanks. Now it's time for Tony to meet the friends for the birthday celebration. Let's see how he goes.
Really, really good because I got some really special birthday presents.
Little extra birthday present. She's already had one in the morning and the previous night, but a different kind of present. Her son Colt calls. It's the first time they've talked since the argument.
Happy birthday, and I really want to work through all
I
the
do
birthdays.
too. I do too. Thank you, sweetheart. I love you.
You have a good night.
And it looks like they've reconciled a little bit, and it's actually quite a beautiful moment. So much so that she actually ends up, emotions get the best of her, and she cries to Tony, and he does comfort her. It's really nice to see that. And her friends over here keeping it real.
Don't hurt her because we'll have to come after you.
And we have passports.
Now, I think Debbie might be rushing into this whole relationship thing and just a little bit too fast. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. But just with the timing it all, with the drama with her son Colt, him moving out, all the fighting that's been going on, it's almost like she's filling the void of her son's relationship with this new relationship.
Oh my God, I have a boyfriend.
Debbie officially has a boyfriend after what, 13 or 14 years. But it's technically a long distance relationship as he lives in Canada and she lives in LA. Her lease is up soon, so maybe they won't be long distance. So obviously their first meet went really well. They've spent a few days together, 36 hours together to be exact. And now it's time to say goodbye to Tony at the airport. He's gone back to Canada. He's finished his holiday.
It's been a few days since Tony went back to Canada, and I really miss him. Hey.
Why don't you think about moving up here permanently? And you can bring your cats.
Really?
Wow, it hasn't really been long at all, and Tony's inviting Debbie to stay with him. There you go, problem solved, a long distance relationship. It is super fast, but she's got to find somewhere. He's offered. You can give it a go. I feel like at this point, Debbie doesn't have much really to lose to take up Tony's offer of coming to stay with him if they like each other's company when she comes to visit. I mean, it's not like it's going to take her away from work. Her and Colty are a bit of a shaky grounds for now anyway, so maybe a bit of little distance will actually be good for their relationship. And worst case scenario, she doesn't like it and she can just come back and find a rental here. I say go. Go, Debbie, go. Oh, it's Colty and Debbie's resolution. Attempt 2. First one didn't go very well. Anytime I see him, one, they're happy and then they're having a fight and crying and then they're happy again. It's such a weird relationship. Now that we're finished with the emotional roller coaster of her and Colty's relationship, she's in Canada now. She's hired her own car just because she doesn't know Tony that well. She hasn't seen him that often, so just for safety. Pretty clever, actually. Not a bad idea. They're heading towards his house. He informs her that there's a creek behind his house with bears and coyotes. Probably should have mentioned that before. So Tony's house is a bit interesting. It's a little different. So he's got very dark, gothic kind of decor. Skulls, dragons everywhere. And for some reason, a black Christmas tree that stays up all year round.
Oh. Yeah, I like this. Woo. The fact that he set aside a drawer full of sexy lingerie, it shows that he's very sweet and thoughtful.
He might just want to get laid there. Oh, God.
Boobies.
It turns out the lingerie was the least of our concerns. He's marked her with a chocolate tea right up on there, this general area, and I'll spare you the rest.
A lot of things to think about before I move in with Tony, but right now I don't give a shit about any of it.
Damn it, Debbie.
I fuck his brains out.
Now it's time for Debbie to meet Tony's friends.
Hello!
So they give the friends a bit of a rundown how everything's going and mention that they might be living together.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that could go wrong along this journey.
There is so many things that could go wrong on this journey.
We'll know in a few days.
Yes, we will.
So they give themselves a few days to find out if they're ready to live with each other or not. Yeah, I think just go for it. She's retired. She doesn't have to worry about losing her job. Her and Colt could really use the space. And Elise is running out anyway. And then she can keep her cats too. Just do it. Worst case scenario, just move back home. Problem solved. And then you're in the same predicament as you were before trying to find a new rental. Let's go for it. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.